speaking of big, other than what's going on at Hollywood Studios, the next major thing that's going to happen is basically the Epcot overhaul.
Oh, major overhaul. You go there right now, and it's like, it's like a ghost town in the side where Ellen DeGeneres' Universe of Energy is. I mean, it's like nobody's over there. And half the time when you go, Mission Space is down, obviously, and then and then Test Track is down. So most of the time, which is a little bit disappointing because but I think the reason why we just got back from Disney and Test Track was down, but there were a lot of hidden gems over there in that area, possibly hiding for D23, like the minivans, which we'll talk about later. But So, but here's what's coming, Alex. Tell them about it.
Yes, the thing I'm probably most excited for is I love Marvel comics. Marvel is by far my favorite one to read. And the way they've been able to bring the cinematic universe in and just connect the stories, I'm really glad Disney got involved with that and made that be able to be possible. And I've always wanted to see Guardians of the Galaxy come to life, and I got that in the film. Yes. But now I'm even more excited that they're bringing it to the East Coast in a Guardians of the Galaxy themed attraction.
We need that.
It will take over Ellen's Universe of Energy, which will close the same day as Great Movie Ride. So it's going to be a sad day at Disney World on August the 13th.
And
if
you've ever been at Disney World, when something goes down and closes for forever, it is a sad day.
The nostalgia kind of, it gets to you. It gets to you. I still, every time I go to Universal and go into Diagon Alley, I think, Jaws used to be here.
Yeah,
I get a little sad. I know. Pour out some butterbeer for Bruce, But anyway, back to the nostalgia thing. There's going to be a lot of people trying to get their last rides in, and Universe of Energy was one of those rides that didn't really think about unless it was raining or super hot and you want to get out of the heat for about 45 minutes, something like that. But one thing I do like is it looks like they're going to keep the theming of the building, like the actual structure. It kind of has that slanted tier thing going on, and it's got solar panels on top. It kind of reminds me of the, can't think of it off the top of my head, but the planet they go to in the first movie where they actually fight the major bad guy. I can't think of any of that off the top of my head right now, but it's themed kind of like that city is, and it looks like how their fighters look like stars. It looks like there's one of those sitting out front, so that might have something to do with it. And at the D23, they showed a picture of the actor that played Star-Lord at Epcot, a young Peter Quill, and that might actually have something to play into the story. So it's, once again, bringing in the theming. It's just incredible. It's going to be fun to see. It's going to be very fun to see. Other things that are going to happen: Mission Space, the green.
Food. I like food.
Oh, food. Yeah, food. The Mission Space, the green side, which is more or less the more family friendly, the less intense version. Evidently, it's going to get an overhaul. I've heard it's going to be a Mars mission based.
That'll be neat.
So it'll be good. It'll actually give a reason for somebody to ride Mission Space again.
It's been sort of lacking lately.
Yeah, they kind of glance over it. I think Gary Sinise is still your main guy there, so not many people remember the space movies he was in, like the Apollo 13s and that kind of thing. But seeing it get an overhaul, it's probably a good thing. Makes kids want to see it and gives them a little bit more interactive experience. And on top of that, they're going to be adding this one. Actually, I didn't see this one coming. They're going to be adding a space-themed table service restaurant.
And it's going to be about some food. Why not some space food?
Food. More food. Just give us more food. That's all we want. More food. Epcot food and beverages.
Let's get some dry ice
cream. It's only going to be put adjacent to Mission Space, so somewhere near to it. I do know they're not taking out the Horizons building because they use as a very big event space for their festivals. So they're not going to be touching that, I'm afraid. I'd love to see them turn it into maybe Horizons again. Maybe. Nostalgia, maybe. I would love to see that come back, but no, it's not going to happen. It's probably going to stay in event space. they might turn it into a DVC lounge. They seem to like doing that with some of their older attractions. I might need to hush before people get mad at me.
Yeah, I like
DVCers.
We all have our own opinions, and that's okay. That's why we do these vlogs, and I'm sure that Disney loves to hear everyone's opinions.
Oh yeah, they do. They definitely do.
I got the concept art for that space lounge though for eating and.
Oh yeah, it looks so cool. They're going to sell so many glow cubes.
Oh my goodness, and frozen like the ice cream, like maybe packs of food, like.
I could see them doing some molecular gastronomy stuff. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Like you come out and then they like pour something warm over something frozen and it breaks in half and then smoke comes out. That'd be really cool.
It would be really cool if they could make the lounge area actually look like a spaceship. Like, we live close to the Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama, and they have a sort of, it is a cockpit and the living quarters of a spaceship that you can visit and go inside of. It'd be kind of neat to experience that as you're going into the restaurant. That'd be something neat to add. I don't know what they're going to do there, but that'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. And once again, if you've seen the D23 stuff, you've seen the concept art they have for what they're aiming for what this will look like. It looks impressive. It looks a whole lot more futuristic, I guess, a lot more cleaner. They took away a lot of the 80s style buildings. They're going to look like they're demolishing Innovations East and West. I couldn't really tell if they were putting anything in its place or they were just kind of widening it out and putting a lot more room for topiaries and that kind of thing. Looks like there was a lot more fountains and a lot more water features that were going to be featured. So that'll be cool to see. I really look forward to seeing what they're going to be doing with that. And then
go around the world now.
Got to go around the world. They did announce, I got pretty excited about this one too because I've wanted to ride this ride for a while now. The Ratatouille ride. Oh. A lot of people think Ratatouille movie been out for forever, and it's like, yeah, it has.
Oh, there it was.
But just think, it makes perfect sense. It's an IP that they can stick right where it belongs, right into France.
Look at that. Man, the concept art is so pretty. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. But the Ratatouille ride just makes sense. It just makes sense. It puts another e-ticket attraction into the World Showcase, so maybe we can get a little bit of foot traffic out of Frozen, a little bit more foot traffic out of Soarin' and Test Track, and kind of spread out the park a little bit more. So it does make sense. I was disappointed that they did not announce any more pavilions, but they're not done announcing stuff yet. They did say they did have a lot more stuff that they're planning on letting us know about.
And what was one of those things? Can we just rumorize it?
New World Pavilion for, was it Brazil?
Brazil and
Coco might be playing a little bit of a role into your experiences in Mexico soon, which they don't dare touch the Grand Fiesta Tour. Nostalgia.
No.
I thought they'd never do it to Maelstrom, but they did.
They did.
Yeah.
Well, when you're a multi-billion-dollar Frozen franchise, then you go for it.
Right.
Why not?
Follow the money. But if they're going to start working on this, like I said, they better be pretty quick about it. So they're going to start closing stuff as early as August. So they're aiming for a 2021 finish for the 50th anniversary.
And you better be there because it's going to be one big celebration.
It's
I would love
all year long. There are some people speculating that every room on property will be booked all year.
You may as well book it now. I'm not joking. 360 days in advance.
Yes. Get your bookings in for the 50th for sure.
Copper Creek
for sure.
Villas.
I was kind of disappointed that they didn't announce anything else for Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Because I know Pandora was a very, very big expansion. I don't know if it was all that big. It's not, size-wise, it's not all that large, but it was, as far as taking a risk, it was a very big risk, and a lot of people were not excited about it at all. But as soon as they opened those gates and the word of mouth started spreading, it's blown up. It's a wildfire right now down there. You can't find a wait less than what?
120
minutes. 120 minutes.
120 minutes for the flight of passage. And normally, and I'm going to say this, normally I do not wait on a ride. Like, we go so much that we do our fast passes, we're cool, and then we just kind of hang out, and if we can go to one where you can't. But flight of passage, I was ready to wait another hour to ride that again. It is that fantastic. So we've got some other additions coming out to Disneyland.
And can't forget about the original.
I've got the concept art up here for, and we don't know a whole lot about this, so if anybody would like to help us get to Disneyland so that we can do a little bit of coverage, we would really love that. But
we will start a Patreon. No,
they have this Paradise Pier, and it will be called Pixar Pier. And there's a Paint the Light parade that will get a new Pixar overlay to it, so it will change a little bit.
We've never been to Disneyland or Disney California Adventure. It's on our list. It's on our bucket list. We will get there. So we're a little bit foreign to the Disneyland stuff. But I think what actually is right now, they have in California Adventure, they have the Pixar Play Parade. And that's going to be moving to Disneyland starting in 2018, where they're going to start Pixar Fest. Cool. So what's going to happen is Pixar Fest is going to start. They're going to move a little bit more stuff to Disneyland for Pixar.
Great.
And then they're going to start transitioning Paradise Pier into Pixar Pier. And they're going to be bringing back, which was a very popular thing, the Paint the Night Parade. So there's rumors that it's going to have a lot more Pixar influence and that kind of thing. And also including that.
That'll be huge, high energy parade.
Yeah, and they're as early as this next upcoming season, they're going to do a Cars Land overlay for, they're calling it Halloween. So this is what I said. I wanted to see Mater dressed up as Santa Claus during Halloween because it's Mater, and him dressed up as Santa Claus would just be hilarious because he's got the timing wrong.
Hey, you gotta love Mater and all of his shenanigans.
Oh yes. But I think the biggest bombshell they dropped out of Disneyland had to have been. I'll let you take this one.
Are we talking about a themed Marvel land?
Maybe. We know they can't do that on the East Coast, but the West Coast they can.
Themed Marvel land. I don't think I have a concept art picture of that. I don't.
No.
But the themed Marvel land, it will bring in all of your favorite Marvel characters, like Spider-Man.
They specifically mentioned Spider-Man and the Avengers.
Oh, that would be really cool to see. So I feel like we may need to buy our plane tickets now, Alex. I think that's going to be
start saving, start getting them points.
Yeah, for sure. We like to stay at the Walt Disney World resorts when we go. I mean, that is, don't you think, like, that is, like, the best way to do Disney World is just to completely immerse yourself when you're there. There's so many perks that you get when you're there. And I'm going to just kind of take this next one because I'm kind of excited about this. And I know this may be sort of a nerdy, dorky thing. But if you've ever stayed there, you've had to wait. You've had to wait on the bus.
Transportation is definitely the downfall of the Disneyland resorts. It's either the best thing about them or the worst thing about them, kind of depending on where you stay.
And if you're at a monorail resort, it can be just what you said, or worse.
As long as it's working.
Right.
As long as it's working.
So the Skyline, and you see this concept art here, the Skyliner system linking Epcot to Hollywood Studios and surrounding resorts like Pop Century and Art of Animation, which is one of the best resorts, in my opinion, if you have a larger family to stay at. And then they're going to link up one of their new DVC resorts coming out, which is the Riviera. And I'm just going to kind of show you a picture of this real quick. I'm going to slide over if I can get it to go. There it is. There's the Riviera Resort, and it looks like it's going to be kind of peaceful, kind of more of a relaxed place.
Yep, it looks like it might be a little bit more upscale, which a lot of people say, well, that's a DVC resort. Why do I care?
Yeah, you want the perks.
A lot of people really like renting DVC points, and a lot of people's try to rent DVC points at like either they'll try for Polynesian or Grand Floridian or some of those places, monorail resorts, where if they're putting a DVC resort on the Skyliner and they make it basically, it's probably going to be considered a deluxe. Mm-hmm. It's going to give people a reason to want to stay there. So people will be trying to rent points and buy into DVC and that kind of thing. So be interesting to see how that works out.
What do you think, Alex? Like on these Skyliners, you think they'll let you take on like your strollers? Surely, I guess.
Oh, surely. Yeah. The gondola system they're going to be using is it's not like, you remember the old sky buckets and that kind of thing, the old skyway. It's not going to be a small gondola like that.
So what if you get stuck up there? What are we going to do?
They're air conditioned. They are air conditioned.
Oh, good.
Yes,
that's cool.
They're air conditioned, and the cabins are supposed to be themed. I've seen they've got themed ones for Mickey and Minnie. I think Donald and Goofy have one, and then they have kind of the new design for Mickey and Minnie that they do the cartoons on. I think they've got one for that. Maybe a Pixar one too. I have to see the pictures of them to be sure.
I love that idea, and I love the idea of the minivan too. The minivan as another option. I don't know if I would spend $15 to $20 per one-way ride, but you might.
If you're on the Twitterverse, you'll actually see they did debut today. People were taking rides on them.
Nice.
The first ride that I saw somebody document was on Twitter from the Boardwalk Hotel. So cool. Then they said, I think it was $20. I think was a flat rate. It was $20 anywhere you want to go on Disney property, and it just doesn't. The driver said it wasn't limited to. You need to go from Boardwalk to Animal Kingdom, or you need to go to Boardwalk to Disney Springs or a specific hotel or anything like that. He said, if you want to go anywhere within the Disney property, you tell me where to go, I'll drive you there. Awesome. So if you need to go to is there a Valero station or something like that? Like or a Wawa or something like that? A gas station?
Gas station, yeah.
He's like, if you want to go there, we'll scan the Magic Band and we'll go.
That's cool.
So, where I see that benefiting is Magic Bands. Where I see that benefiting is it's very difficult to make dining reservations for some of the hotel restaurants and getting from hotel to hotel, because most of the time you have to link through the parks.
Never on time.
Right. So I see that as being the benefit there. And $40 a ride does seem kind of pricey if you're going round trip. But I mean, if that's that you're making that one place you want to go, and it might be hard to get there, it might be worth it to the right families. I mean, you could haul I believe it's an electric, maybe Traverse. I believe. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it is, an electric Traverse. So I think it's got room to haul a pretty big family. You could probably fit. I know they can put one in the front. And you could probably put 5 people in one.
5, yeah.
So you could split it, and it's when you split it, it's probably no more than you grabbing an Uber if you have a larger family.
Absolutely.
Now, Uber is definitely going to be cheaper, so it'll be interesting to see how their business there gets affected. But it'll be interesting to see how that works. I have hope for that. I don't know if I like the price point, but I like the concept, and I like the idea.
Even dropping off at the door, and this we're getting a little long-winded on this one, but I think I could go on and on about the transportation at Disney all day long, because especially if you stay at the resorts, being able to go through maybe a security, before you get there, even with this type of system, you're already, and then going in through another door, that way that you, like the express, but from the hotel versus the express bus when you get into the hotel. So
I haven't seen anything as far as that goes, as far as you taking the minivan to a park. Mm-hmm. I assume they'll drop you off at the front gate with the minivan. That's I haven't heard anything different, but that's my understanding
which is a lot easier than the transportation station. So
that's true. That's true. Very true.
So Disneyland or the Disney Hotel in Paris.
Ooh, really cool. Really cool. Like I said, I love Marvel, and this is getting added to the bucket list, staying at this place, because they're going to base it off of the art of Marvel. Saw concept renderings of the hotel that had a lot of the comic book sketches and designs and things. And there were even some Iron Man, I guess we call them mech suits, that they had displayed. It looked really, really cool. So I'm excited to see what they do theming wise of that for the bars, lounges, that kind of thing. The Tony Stark's bar pool or bar lounge or pool lounge, that would be cool to see. Very cool to see. And of course, can't leave out the Disney Cruise Line. It seems like every year they grow. I know that they've already got 2 ships that are being created right now for their, I guess you could call it their armada, their fleet. And they just announced another 3rd one that they'll be building soon. So
right. So we've got to get reservations on those cruise lines. I wonder when they'll open reservations for those. Anywhere?
I don't know. No word on that yet. I know cool. There are 2 that are under construction, and then a 3rd one has been announced for construction. Very cool. So they're adding more ships to the fleet. So that'll be good to see. And then as well as adding ships to the fleet, they're also adding new entertainment, which the latest hit that they've had has been the live action Beauty and the Beast. So they're taking that and bringing a Broadway quality production of that to the Disney Cruise Lines. I don't remember if it was specific to a certain ship or if they're going to be doing it on all the ships or just the new ones. I'm not. Don't quote me on which one it's going to be on, but seeing that come in, they already had entertainment that was very good from what I hear, but something like that just raises the bar even higher.
Absolutely. So we have so many things just to mention. We talked about the Avengers coming in. We've talked about new cruise ships. I mean, there's just a plethora of information that we had to show you. So
it was definitely a huge D23 this year, and they announced film projects. They announced a lot more of the legends coming into their Hall of Fame or whatever it was, and a lot of good names there. A lot of them had to do with Marvel as well as Star Wars, so that was good to see those people getting their recognition.
So, you know what is exciting for me and Alex, I think, is just the changes, but also the way that Disney does try to keep some of those nostalgic qualities, because as much as we kind of hate it, you know, the generations coming up, they have new characters and they want to see their characters there too. Right. So it's really cool how you see Disney trying to integrate the old with the new. And it is our adventure to sort of follow those changes. So we are looking so forward to being able to display our adventures for you guys. And we hope that you enjoy all of our vlogs, and feel free to tune in, follow us at Twitter at Explore the 256 A&E's Adventures on YouTube. So we will see you next time. Bye.